Now I'm going to show you how to use the pen tool right here to modulate a little bit each of the soundtracks so you can work on the volume. Now what you need to do, we're going to take just these first two clips here and we're going to work on them a little bit and make them both louder and quieter. So whatever soundtrack you're working on, you want to expand it to some degree, and then down here you see this little tab. Drag that along so it really stretches this out, and you can see the soundtrack pretty well here. With your pen tool, what you'll do is you can make keyframes. And a keyframe is a particular frame that you can pivot effects around a little bit. So let's say we want to get rid of that one spike, or we want to make it louder. You can listen to it over and over again. And just at this point, you need a quiet part in your video. So right here, right along the bottom here, there's a white line. That's actually your decibel level. And you can change those decibels first by putting, I'll do this a little bit randomly, wherever you actually make a keyframe, you can move that up and down. So I could drag this down here. If I want, I could suddenly make it louder here, and again quieter here, and then maybe up louder here, and quieter again. So in each of these keyframes, you can move around a little bit. So now we'll listen to that again. Now, because it's a very short piece, you don't necessarily hear immediately how the sound modulates up and down. And I'll just do a few more here, and then here a little bit louder. And then on the longer insect track, we'll stretch out the modulations just a little bit. So you may want to lead in quietly at the beginning of your clip, have it sustain for a little bit, move up kind of slowly. So we'll make this into one kind of sound arc. There you go. That's how you use the pen tool to actually modulate sound. Now, in any one of these given clips, you can actually work it in the volume track right here. You can actually see that as I've been making these keyframes, they show up here. And you can actually look at the levels right there, but I find it easier to work on the actual soundtrack. But here, you can actually, at the same time, you can play with them here, moving them up and down. Okay, and you notice it happens correspondingly on this track. Okay, that's how you modulate the decibel level of a soundtrack. And this is how you would export an actual soundtrack, audio only. So you go to Export, Media, and up here where it says, very often we're in H64 or QuickTime, go to AIFF. There's a number of different soundtracks you can use, but AIFF is what I find is one of the highest quality. It's actually what's used in CDs. And then make sure again that it's going into your folder where you want all that. And I'll call that Sound 111. And it exports very quickly in case you want to use it again. I'll take this sound clip right here. That's the one we just did. And I'll pop it onto the audio. So it's got everything on there. And even this one you could take and speed it up or slow it down or cut it up or make it go backwards. And I think a wolf would be good. and perhaps a tiger, and a gasp. So we'll see what the gasp sounds like and what we can do with it. Okay, we'll probably have to modulate it just a little bit, see what happens if we make it a little bit longer. And now we're going to take this and turn it kind of into breathing. So we'll take this, copy it, paste it, take this and reverse it, but I want to maintain the pitch. And then we'll do that a few more times and see what sort of breathing sound we can make. Now we'll take both of them, copy and paste and paste. Okay, let's see what we get, and then we'll play a little bit with that. Now we'll mess with this one just a little bit, and I will change the values of that. Make this one just a little bit slower, and the one next to it, I will take off, maintain the audio pitch, and turn that one maybe into 40. Okay, and then we should create some sort of irregular breathing here. Now let's play a bit with the sound of the wolf and the tiger, and then compile them and export them. Now you miss the beautiful sound of the wolf if we cover them up, so we'll just separate them a little bit, have one lead into the other, and